everyone. Before we get started, I invite you to find 2 blocks or something similar to blocks. They're going to come underneath our arms when we come into a child's pose. It just helps to kind of open up the chest in a different way. If you don't have blocks, maybe something, 2 objects, I guess, that are kind of thick. And if not, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. So whenever you are ready, coming down onto the earth, lying down, any comfortable position. Taking deep inhales in through your nose, into your diaphragm, and long, slow exhales out. As you exhale, releasing anything that you don't need, releasing your day, any negative self-talk, anything that no longer serves you. If you wish, placing one hand on your diaphragm and one hand on your heart. And feel your body moving with your breath. So I'm going to go through some mantras or affirmations here, and these are specifically for your heart center. You may choose to repeat them in your mind or just simply focus all of your attention inward. You may visualize planting these affirmations like seeds, planting them in your heart, visualizing these seeds sprouting up with love and growing into beautiful plants and luscious flowers. And as we go through these affirmations, feel the way your heart responds to these loving words. Feel the seeds that you planted growing strong and tall with your support and loving energy in the gentle garden of your heart. I choose the peace that surpasses all understanding. I am love, I am peace, I am light. I follow my heart's desire for truth, goodness, and love. I look for the joy in myself and see it in all things. I am worthy of love. There is love all around me. Now that you have planted a luscious garden of loving thoughts in your mind, I invite you to set an intention. You may wish to set an intention for connection, mindfulness, bliss, inner peace, or love. Your intention should be a way of being and not necessarily a goal that needs to be achieved. Visualize this intention. Feel what it feels like to you. Perhaps you see it as a bright white orb hovering over your body. Compress this orb into a tiny, powerful, pearl-like seed. And plant the seed into the garden of your heart. Nourish the seed with love and compassion. Care for it and nurture it, allowing it to grow strong and tall, budding with beautiful flowers. So from here, making some small movements in your fingers and toes. Rolling around wrists and ankles. And then hugging your knees in towards yourself and hugging yourself almost as if you were hugging someone that you love. And know that you deserve your own love, care, and affection. And then slowly rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And gently making your way up to seated, any comfortable seated position. Once you get there, I invite you to bring your hands to heart center and either lower or close your eyes. Take a moment here to remember your intention for your practice and give yourself permission to surrender into self-love. Releasing your hands down by your sides, opening the windows of your eyes. All right, let's find some shoulder rolls. On your inhale, allowing your shoulders to roll up towards your ears. And on your exhale, shoulders roll back and down the spine. And just take your time here. So one more time. And allow the shoulders to remain back and down the spine. We'll come into a tailor pendulum swing. So placing one hand on the earth, the other hand palm faces up towards the sky. Inhale, allowing the arm to reach up, allowing the shoulder to soften. And exhale, reaching over. So only going over as far as you feel comfortable. And as long as both sits bones stay on the earth. And then inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, reaching over towards the other side. So just moving back and forth here at your own pace, inhaling to center and exhaling over. Pressing your sits bones down towards the earth, allowing the heart to open up towards the sky. Let's go one more time in each direction. And then gently coming back to center. We're going to find a surrender pose. So if it's comfortable for you, sitting in easy seated pose, crisscross applesauce. If not, find any position that feels good for you. We'll start with our hands out in front. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. See if you can come forward with a flat back, keeping the hips on the earth. And see if you can find balance between effort and ease. Whatever that is for you in this moment. And taking a mental scan of your body without judgment. And noticing if you're holding tension in any parts of your body. Sending love into those areas. Slowly walking yourself back up to center. All right, let's change the cross of the legs. Whichever leg is in front becomes the one that's behind. We'll find a moving twist. So arms come out to the side, shoulders roll back and down the spine. On your inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, turning to one side, arms come down by your sides. And then again, inhale, coming back to center, and exhale, turning to the other side, hands come down. And just moving here at your own pace with your own breath. So let's go one more time in the other direction. And then inhale, arms come back to center. Exhale, arms come down by your sides. We'll find a surrender pose on this side. Hands coming out in front. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinging the hips, coming forward. And bringing awareness inside without any judgment. And notice whatever you notice. And loving yourself no matter what is there. And on your next inhale, slowly coming back up, using your hands to help you come up. All right, let's make our way into a tabletop pose. So wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. And we'll find some torso circles here. So allowing your hip to pop out towards the left side and looking over your left shoulder, make a C shape. And then rounding your spine, coming to center, almost as if you're coming into a cat pose. And then moving so that you're coming into a C shape, going in the other direction. Right hip pops out to the right side, looking over the right shoulder. And then coming into cow pose, tailbone points up towards the sky, heart shines through. Just moving here in that circle, as fast or as slow as you wish. And then maybe going in the opposite direction. All right, so coming back to tabletop and our first child's pose here. Any variation that feels good for you. Sending the hips back. If the head doesn't come all the way to the earth, maybe finding stacked fists to come underneath the forehead. Melting here. Melting the heart. And with each exhale, allowing yourself to release and let go. Slowly coming back into your tabletop pose. Okay, so we want to make sure we grip our fingers into the earth here, cupping the hands to protect the wrists. So if you came to Saturday's class, you'll recognize this next one. We're going to bring the left arm up towards the sky, opening the heart, opening the side body. So maybe this is enough of a stretch for you in the shoulder. Or perhaps you send that left hand behind you. Maybe you find your shirt, your hip, or the front of the right thigh. And then very gently, if it's comfortable for you, allowing your head to drop. Right ear comes towards the right shoulder. Try not to lock out the right arm. Very gently bringing the head back to center, release the left arm and come back into tabletop. All right, other side, right hand reaches up towards the sky. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you send that hand behind you. Releasing the right hand back up towards the sky and then back into your tabletop pose. Okay, this is where you find your blocks or props if you have them. We're going to come into a child's pose, but we're going to bring the blocks underneath the hands. So allowing the heart to melt down towards the earth. Softening the shoulders, the arms. And maybe take a moment here to reconnect to your intention, or to revisit those seeds that you planted at the beginning of our practice. Finding one more round of breath. And then removing your hands from the blocks, come back into your tabletop pose. Move the blocks out of the way just for now. All right, let's find downward dog. Curling the toes under, sending the hips up and back behind you. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. Perhaps you pedal out your feet. Or find any movement that feels good for you here. So keep as much of a bend in your knees as you need. No discomfort here in the body. All right, let's shift our weight forward into a plank pose. And shift forward just a little more, knees to the earth, tuck the elbows, come all the way down. Let's find a baby cobra, shoulders roll back and down the spine. Tucking the elbows in by the sides, tops of the feet push down to the earth. Looking down at the earth. And then lowering all the way down. Either reverse push-up or tabletop. Let's come back into our downward dog. We'll find a three-legged dog. Right foot reaches up towards the sky. We still want to point the toes down towards the earth, so we're squaring the hips to the earth. Finding a slight micro bend here in the elbows. Try not to lock them out. Grip the fingers. One more round of breath. And then we're going to shift our weight forward, tuck the knee in towards the chest and step the right foot through, or however you need to get it there. Let's set up for warrior one on this side. Left foot comes down to the earth, toes point up towards the top left corner of the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs to rise. Checking that the front knee is over the ankle in line with the second or third toe. And we want to square the hips towards the front of the mat. If you find balance is an issue, maybe finding a wider stance, right foot to right side, left foot to left. Soften the shoulders. For warrior one, maybe finding a slight tuck of the tailbone, find cactus arms and open the heart up towards the sky. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, reaching the arms back up towards the sky, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down to the earth, step back into your plank pose, and then back into downward dog. Three-legged dog on the other side. Left foot reaches up towards the sky. Square the hips towards the earth. Find your breath. Shifting your weight forward, tucking the knee in towards the chest and then stepping the left foot through, or however you need to get it there. Right foot comes to the earth, toes point up towards the top right corner of the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs to rise. Softening the shoulders. Hips turn towards the front of the mat. So we want to roll the left hip back, right hip forward. And to make this harder, you take a longer stance. Maybe walking that front foot forward. And if you wish, find cactus arms, slight tuck of the tailbone, open the heart once again. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. A little bit of activation here in the back. Continue bending into that front knee. Inhale, arms reach back up. Warrior one. Exhale, hands to the earth. Come back into your plank pose. And we're going to come into tabletop. Back into child's pose. So this child's pose, I invite you to, if it feels good, to clasp your hands together and then send the hands behind your head. Releasing the hands down towards the earth. Come on onto your knees, so a kneeling pose here. If this is not comfortable for you, feel free to come into seated. All right, so from here, let's bring, if you need a block, find a block. We're going to bring the left hands to the earth. Right arm reaches up and over, find length along the right side body. So this left hand can walk away as far as you feel comfortable, as long as both hips stay down. And then notice what's going on with the rib cage. We want to rotate the rib cage open. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, coming over to the other side, softening the left shoulder down. Find length along the left side body. Inhale, let's come back to center. Exhale, left hand comes down by your sides. All right, so from here, we're gonna walk the hands back behind us, tenting the fingers on the earth. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. If you need blocks, feel free to grab blocks. And you're only gonna go as far as you feel comfortable here. So it depends on how close your hands are to your body as well. So lifting the hips, sending the hips forward, up and forward. So you may not go very far. Maybe just kneeling is enough of a stretch here along the front of the body. Try not to let the head drop all the way back. And exhale, lowering the hips, slowly coming back to your kneeling, and then slowly walking the hands forward into tabletop, curling the toes under, coming back into downward dog. Okay, so maybe you stay in your downward dog, or maybe you play around with it a little bit here by sending the right hand to the outside of the left thigh, allowing that hand to slide down as far as you feel comfortable, and then maybe looking underneath, the left armpit. Don't fall. Let's come back to our downward dog. Walk, step, or hop the feet forward into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back here. And exhale to fold. We're going to find warrior one again, stepping the right foot back behind you. Toes point up towards top right corner of the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs as you rise. All right, so we're going to find a pyramid pose here. So in pyramid, we step the back foot in about a foot and straighten the front leg. So you're going to decide what you feel like doing with your arms, whatever feels best for you. So maybe the arms come to your waist and then eventually to your legs or blocks or the earth. Perhaps you bring the hands behind you, grabbing a hold of opposite elbows. Or if it's in your body, finding a reverse prayer here behind your back. So we want to find length in the spine, squaring the hips towards the front of the mat. Slight micro bend in that left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. So only go as far as you feel comfortable. And rolling the left hip back, right hip forward. Perhaps you push into the big toe of the left foot. Finding one more round of breath here. Lengthen your spine, coming up with a flat back. Releasing the arms, stepping the right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, flat back swan, diving down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Walk, step, or hop both feet back into a plank pose, and then make your way into downward dog. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. And maybe you find that uneven dog on this side. So the trick is to not lock out the right arm. We're going to bring the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Maybe allow that hand to slide down the leg and look underneath the right armpit. Coming back into downward dog. Walk, step, or float your feet forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Warrior one on the other side. Left foot takes a big step back. Nice wide stance. Squeeze the thighs to rise. And then we'll find our pyramid pose here, stepping the back foot in, straightening the front leg, squaring the hips. If you found a clasp behind your arms, finding the opposite clasp here. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinging from the hips. Keeping a slight micro bend in that right knee. Roll the right hip back, left hip forward. And perhaps you push into the big toe of the right foot. Perhaps you return to your intention or one of those seeds that you planted. Softening the neck. Finding one more round of breath here. And then lengthen the spine. Come on back up. Release the arms. Come to the front of your mat. We're going to find a bit of a balancing posture here. So I'm going to turn so you can see me a little bit better. Feel free to come to a wall if you need to. Come here. All right, so finding your mountain pose. Feet are hip distance apart. Squeeze the inner thighs. Crown of the head reaches high. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. We're going to bring the arms up overhead into extended mountain. So we want to turn the hands. Can't see my hands. We want to turn the hands so that we kind of send the pinky fingers forward, maybe even in. That helps us to soften the shoulders. All right, so like crescent shape here, we're going to allow our arms to come over towards the left side. If you have any shoulder issues, feel free to drop that arm down by your side. And then shifting your weight into your right foot. Maybe the left foot comes up off the earth. Maybe you have a hand on the wall. Maybe it has to be this way, I guess. On your next inhale, reach back up, extended mountain. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center, lower or close the eyes. Take a moment to connect to your breath. Connecting to your heart center, feel love and compassion within you. Releasing the hands by your sides, find your mountain pose. Reaching the arms up, extended mountain, turn the pinky fingers in, soften the shoulders. This time shifting your weight over towards your left foot, and then allowing your arms to reach over towards the right side. Maybe you bring the right foot out towards the side. Maybe that toe needs to touch the floor every once in a while. That's okay. Notice the difference from one side to the other. Is this side easier or more challenging? Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. Okay, so making your way towards the front of your mat if you aren't already there. All right, inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale to fold. So step or hop back into your plank pose. Shift your weight forward, drop the knees, tuck the elbows lower to the earth. All right, so maybe it's baby cobra, sphinx pose, or full cobra. Wherever you are, shoulders roll back and down the spine. Tuck the elbows, tops of the feet push down to the earth. Finding one more round of breath here. And then releasing all the way to the earth. Let's bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet from side to side. Okay, releasing the feet. We're going to find a locus pose. So either you're going to stay in locus or you're going to find something, your prop, a light block if you have one. I wouldn't suggest something too heavy. It would be really hard with something heavy. So you might use this, you might not. It's just to make it a little bit more challenging. So to begin our locus pose, we're going to reach the legs out long behind us. So stretching the left leg, placing that foot down to the earth. Stretch the right leg out long, place the foot to the earth. Our hands are going to come back by our sides, palms face down, looking down at the earth. Lift the heart, shoulders roll back and down the spine. Perhaps you lift the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Perhaps you squeeze the inner thighs, lift the legs, point the toes. So you can stay here, any variation that you want. Or if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you're going to reach forward, or wherever it is, to find that block. We're going to take the block, keep looking down, even though you want to look at me. We're going to take the block, we're going to send the block with the left hand back behind us. And then reach the right arm back. We're just doing one arm at a time. Send the right arm forward, and then the left arm follows. Okay, you go the opposite direction. Right arm reaches back. Left arm reaches back. Find the block. Right arm reaches forward. Left arm forward. We'll go over time in each direction. Ooh, left arm back. Right arm back. Right arm forward. Left arm forward. And I don't know, which way did we just go? Go the other direction. I don't remember. I think it's right arm back, then the left. Yep, left arm forward, right arm forward. Lower the block, lower your arms, lower your legs. Bend the knees, windshield wiper the feet from side to side. All right, let's make our way back into a tabletop pose. And then find any movements here that feels good for you. Maybe it's C shape, figure eight, cat cow. All right, coming into seated, grab your prop if you have it. We're going to come into revolved nose to knee. Yeah, nose to knee. Always get that mixed up. So we'll start with right leg out, left foot in. If you have a block, it will come to the inside of the right leg somewhere. All right, so we're going to activate the right foot. So slightly curl back the toes. Placing the right arm either on your thigh, on the prop, or maybe the front of the leg. Okay, right palm faces up. We're going to roll the left shoulder back and down. Send the left arm up and over towards the right toes, keeping the right foot active. And we want to make sure we rotate that rib cage open. So we don't want to be looking down at the earth. We want to at least be looking out towards the side, if not maybe a little bit up towards the sky. And on your next inhale, coming back to center, placing the left hand on the earth, watch your block. So maybe you just reach the left arm up and over, or perhaps you come up onto that left knee, onto the heel of the right foot, reach up, maybe even back. Maybe you find a wall like I do, it's okay. And then slowly coming back down. Let's come over to the other side. Right foot in, left foot out. Activate the left foot. Left forearm comes to the block, your thigh, the earth, wherever is comfortable. Roll the right shoulder back and down. Open the heart. Reaching the right arm up and over. Rolling the right shoulder back and down the spine. Again, we open the heart. Open the rib cage. Maybe even push into that left arm to help you open. Inhale, coming back to center. Mind your block. Right hand to the earth. Left arm reaches up and over. Maybe you come up onto that right knee. Reach up, maybe back. And exhale to lower. All right, let's make our way down onto our backs. So notice what's going on in your lower back. If you're feeling any tension or tightness, maybe feet come wide on the mat. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. All right, so do this as long as you need to. We're going to come into a twist. So I invite you to find a twist that feels best for you in your body. I will offer you one, but if you don't want to come into that, find another one. Either way, arms are going to be out towards the sides, palms face up towards the sky. Now this one here, let's do this. So we're going to center the back flat on the earth and then bring the shins up so that they're parallel to the ceiling. Draw the belly button in. And then allowing the legs to drop over towards the right side. Perhaps looking over the left side, dropping the left shoulder to the earth. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. Soften and open up through your heart space as you allow yourself to settle in. Soften through your heart and allow yourself to completely let go.
So finding one more round of breath here. And then bringing the legs back to center. Repositioning the back flat on the earth. So we'll come over to the other side. Shins come parallel to the ceiling. Dropping the knees over towards the left side. Perhaps you look over towards the right. Perhaps connecting to one of those affirmations from earlier. I am love, I am peace, I am light. I am worthy of love. There is love all around me. Right, bringing the knees back to center. Repositioning the back flat on the earth. Is there anything else you need before we come into Shavasana? Maybe it's hugging the knees in towards the chest. Maybe it's happy baby. Something else. Once that feels complete to you, coming into Shavasana or any final resting place on the earth. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. Now, I invite you to visualize a green sphere that drapes from shoulder to shoulder, illuminating your chest, illuminating from your heart with a bright green light. As you breathe in, this light becomes brighter and full of love. As you breathe out, this green love energy radiates outwards through your spine and into your entire body. Allowing it to fill every cell of your body with perfect love. This green light illuminating and bathing your entire body, spiraling, building up speed. And finally, your heart itself opening and blooming in luscious green hues, like a flower in the spring. Allowing this green light to extend past your body to the space around you, into the room that you're in, throughout your home, your community, your city, throughout the entire country, and then the whole planet. Send this green, loving, healing light to those who need it the most in our world. And gradually visualize that green love light coming back to you. Take a moment here to be with that spectacular garden you have planted in your heart. And enjoy and show gratitude for the way that you are feeling right now. Enjoy the vibrant colors and scents, the beautiful ecosystem that you have built in your heart, and know that you can come back to this space at any time. It is always within you. So this is your practice. You stay here as long as you wish. And I will leave you with this. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. That light is a place of peace, love, kindness, and compassion. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there is no difference and no distance between us. Together we are the same. We are one. Have a beautiful evening.